Do you think there'll be any new contenders in the ACC or the Big 12 this year? I mean, legit contenders to win these leagues. Because it wasn't too long ago when we looked at the Big 12 that it could be anyone's ball game. And now, just a couple of years later, if you look at the FanDuel odds to win the league, it's Texas Tech at minus 115 to win the league, and the next closest is Utah at plus 700. And then Brigham Young at plus 750. And then, if you really want your mind blown, you go down to Houston, that's next in line. That's plus 1,800. Plus 1,800, that is the odds for the fourth best team in the Big 12. You'd have to go down to number 8 in the odds to win the SEC to get to plus 1,800. Just to give you an idea of how much the identities of those two conferences have flipped over the past couple of years. The ACC is sort of similar. Miami is minus 135 to win the ACC. SMU's next at plus 700. Louisville's next at plus 1,100. So I'm just sitting here asking myself, clearly Miami's the favorite. Clearly Texas Tech is the favorite in those respective conferences. Can I make a case for anyone else? Could I really work my nerves up to put money behind anyone else? Now, I will tell you what many of you are yelling at your phone or your tablet or your laptop or your TV right now, and that is, Miami, is that overwhelming a favorite when they've never even played for the ACC title, at least in recent memory? Maybe, I don't know how long it's been. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Miami played for a national title last year, didn't play for a conference title. In the ACC, by the way. Think about the specific prop bet and the odds that we would have had with FanDuel last year if they let us cook that up. An ACC team is not going to play for the conference title, but will play for the national title. Though you say that in the Big Ten or the SEC, that's one thing. Because Texas could just mess around early and lose, but get their act together. Ohio State had just done it in the Big Ten the year before. But to think an ACC team was going to be good enough to make a run to a national title, but they weren't going to be good enough to make it to their own conference title game, that would have blown minds. But yeah, Miami is that big an odds-on favorite, as is Texas Tech. Texas Tech's 2025, is that going to be the new norm? Is that what we're really saying? You lose David Bailey and Lee Hunter, Romello Heights gone, Rodriguez is gone. We're just going to seamlessly backfill like that every year? Yeah, that's what FanDuel's saying. Or if they're not saying that, they're saying that you could make a whole lot of money if you can prove otherwise. That's kind of what they're saying. So in the ACC, I'm thinking about who it would be if it's not Miami. And I know SMU is number 2 in the odds. But I actually thought maybe Louisville was the team that made the most sense to be the shark fin offshore that sort of catches us off guard. And it's because they got Lincoln Kienholz in the transfer portal. And I'm thinking about the unknown. I'm thinking about what we call upside of unknown. So the upside of what could be from a guy that reportedly pushed Julian Sayin to the limit in the quarterback battle at Ohio State last year. If I'm getting him to transfer to Louisville under a bona fide quarterback whisperer in the head coach there in Jeff Brom, and also Jeff Brom's a guy in Louisville is a program that has proven we know how to work the portal. We really get how this new age of college football works. Hey guys, do me one favor. Check and see if you're subscribed to the channel. If you are, great. If you're not, it's that easy. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't sign you up for anything. It just helps us do the show this way forever. All right, back to the clip. They've got an excellent track record there. They're hungry. They haven't really accomplished anything of note at that level. So there's certainly no complacency or anything like that. There's no Miami or Virginia Tech or Clemson on their schedule. And those are 3 of the top 4 teams in the odds, 4 of the top 5 at least. Maybe it's Louisville. Maybe it would be them. In the Big 12, you just go to the state of Utah. In the Big 12, to me, if you're telling me Texas Tech is not going to win it come December, I'm telling you you're probably wrong. But if they don't win it, I know Utah's there, new staff there, well, new head coach, not necessarily new, just promoting upward. But I think Brigham Young would be the one that won it. They're at plus 750 odds, but I think about Kalani Sitake, who had an offer to leave and chose to stay, and what that can do to the moral fiber and the, I don't know, just the energy level of a program, and then also Bear Botmeyer being back. And knowing that you had 2 shots at Texas Tech last year, and it ended up not being competitive either time. and just sitting on that for months and months and months. That can do something to a program. That can do something to your competitive spirit and your competitive character. Who knows, maybe they get another shot next year and it ends up the exact same. But nothing stays the same in this sport. You either get better or you get worse every day. You're not just staying the same. Coach speak. But maybe Brigham Young is that team. Houston, if not them, I'm skipping over Utah. I'm not skipping over Utah. I acknowledge them. But outside of them, I would think BYU, Houston. I know it's not rocket science because they're next in the odds. What about Baylor? Baylor's down there a little ways. Baylor's at plus 2,200. What if DJ Lagway somehow becomes the player that certain people thought that he would be a year ago? What if DJ Lagway ends up being the best quarterback in the Big 12 this year? What if going to play for Dave Aranda in Waco, Texas was what DJ Lagway needed all along? Also, Oklahoma State is at plus 3,500. Look, if you got an extra $10 that you could bear to part with, I don't know that it would be the stupidest thing in the world to just roll the dice, $10 worth of dice at least, on Oklahoma State. Maybe Eric Morris bringing a critical chunk of his roster up I-35 to Stillwater. Maybe that's the secret ingredient. Maybe it just all comes together there. Not that we'll be covering it, but March Madness is happening right now. Now, that's not all, because that wouldn't be a headline. The headline is, over at FanDuel right now, they're just giving away bonus bets. You don't even have to do anything special to unlock it other than going to your bonus tab and unlocking it. And what that looks like is there is money just sitting there. You didn't do a thing to earn it other than signing up. And you don't have to be a new sign up. You could have been a member for 10 years. It's there. Go to your bonus tab. There it is. All you have to do is go use that money that is sitting in your account to bet on an NCAA tournament game. That's it. Go win the game. My advice is to win, always. My advice is to win the bets that you place. And then that money's yours. You notice the pregnant pause there. It's because there's nothing else to say. So, yeah, we got a lot of odds. I mean, we've talked about them on the show tonight. You could go easily, bet these odds to win the conferences if you want to. And I would encourage that sort of behavior. But in the meantime, if you just want to go bet a second-round game, if you got some Sweet 16 action in mind, then by all means do it, but use your bonus bet that they've dropped in there. The vibes right now in the Pate State store are that we're open, and you can come and you can basically purchase anything you want to. PateStateMaterial.com right now is there. It's on the World Wide Web. Most of you have access to it if you're watching this show. A lot of you are still in cold weather season. Many, many more of you are in short sleeve weather. It doesn't matter because we got something for everyone there. PateStateMaterial.com, new designs up. If you bought something like, September of last year, you may want to pay another visit because there's a lot of stuff there that you didn't see in the fall. Just a little quick infomercial.